I'd like to welcome you all here today. It's an exciting event for everyone involved, and we appreciate you taking the time to come. On behalf of ESI Construction, Morgan Construction, and Building Hope Today, the foundation founded by Matt and Lynne Morgan, welcome. I'm Danny Clark. I'm the Bonneville County Prosecuting Attorney, as well as a board member for Building Hope Today. We're pleased to welcome both civic leaders and members of the media here for today's event. This morning we have 3 announcements to share with you, each important and significant in their own right. Our first announcement today tells the story of an acquisition of a construction company, the sale of a construction company, and the formation of a new company. To make this announcement, please welcome Joe Jackson, Executive Vice President of ESI Construction.
Thanks, Danny. And thanks everybody for being here today. If you don't know, ESI is a construction company based in Meridian, Idaho. Eastern Idaho has been a place that ESI's had their eyes on for a long time. We've done some projects here and there, but we've never had a lasting presence, and that's something that we've always been after. In 2020, we got more serious about it and started thinking about how we're actually going to accomplish it. And as luck would have it, a common acquaintance connected Matt and I over email on a weekend, and Matt and I started talking, and we started doing a little checking on who Matt is and what Morgan Construction is all about. What we found is, Matt's a family man with deep local roots, that he's built a solid company over 30 years' time. He's built a great team with great employees, solid reputation. He's got a personal passion for delivering quality work and first choice customer service, a passion for giving back to his community, the Idaho Falls community. We found alignment between ESI's foundation, the ESI Cares Foundation, and Building Hope Today. And these are all values that ESI that is aligned with Morgan as well. And the kicker was he wanted to keep working for the next 5 to 10 years. So we're super excited about that. It was an easy decision for ESI. It was a great opportunity for us to combine our ESI resources with Matt's team and their reputation and get more involved in this development community. So we couldn't be more excited, and really just want to thank Matt and Lynne for giving us this opportunity.
It's been a little over 30 years since Lynne and I started this company. I started it on the 2nd month after I'd been hired on the fire department here in this wonderful community. And it's amazing how fast time goes and the time's passed. And like Joe had mentioned, and when we got into our discussions here several months ago, it was kind of funny how God works in his timing. Perfect timing is Lynne and I were feeling like it was time where we wanted to try to get on a new road, a different chapter, and maybe unpack a little bit of the weight for her and I. We have a lot of passion with the nonprofit, and it was a really good fit. I couldn't have asked for anything better than to be able to put my name with the ESI name, Lynne and I's name. We're proud of the Morgan name, and ESI is a wonderful company, same qualities that we pursue with all jobs that we do. So. And I'm looking really forward to a good 5. He says 10. I say 5. They say 10. Maybe we'll call it 7. So I'm giving the best 5 to 7 years I got. Business development, and with that said, it's just we're gonna start a new journey now, and it's a little bit bittersweet. And I have a lot of people in the community here, and I got to say that I was born and raised here. And what an amazing community, South Idaho Falls, Bonneville County, Southeast Idaho. We're all pretty blessed to live in this part of the country, and I'm very proud and feel very honored to have participated in building our community, and I look forward to building some more of it as Morgan Construction and Division ESI. And I thank you, Joe, and the entire ESI team for this next chapter in Lynne and I's lives.
So this sale, as Matt said, things have been heavy for us, a lot, and something had to give, And this opportunity, this partnership, this acquisition from ESI has just been perfect timing for us. It gives us more time to be able to donate to Building Hope Today. And also, it gives us a chance to give back in a really big way. We care deeply about children. We hope to help provide brighter, safer tomorrow for our children, all of our children, grandchildren, in our community here locally, as well as throughout the nation. So with this sale, something has happened that never would have been possible for us to do before, but we took a large portion of the proceeds and we're wanting to give it to Building Hope Today to further propel us to get our work done. We have an amazing team behind us, and every single one of them we met by accident, but it just all seems meant to be. Everybody that's on our team seems to be just the perfect people.
We founded Building Hope Today 15 years ago after a very profound and what I consider a divine period of time where I was able to reconcile with some things unfortunate experiences in my childhood. And with that gift, through civil courts here in Bonneville County, I got the truth that I was looking for and that I needed. And with that gift in the courtroom that day, and having prevailed through civil courts and actually beating statute of limitations for the period of time that had passed, we felt we needed to give back and wanted to do something. And we started in 2015, and we've come a long ways. And we've been all over the United States, and we've spoken in Atlanta, and we've been through prisons and spoken in prisons, and we've spoke at National Organization Victim Advocates.
Penn State.
We've been at Penn State. I spoke at Penn State with a lot of the people that arrested and dealt with Sandusky. They had me speak there. And so it's been a real honor and privilege, and I believe, ultimately, I believe it was my purpose in life to pursue and follow this road to try to help children. And I feel like our children are they're pretty much the most perfect, innocent thing in this world. And I want to just do everything I can, and with this amazing team, Building Hope Today, to fight for children and our grandchildren, that they can always maintain and hold on to that innocence and not suffer from fear and frustration and confusion that goes into lasting effects in adulthood. And we'll continue to always fight to do that, and we're fully committed with that. And so today, with the acquisition, thank you, Joe. Thank you, ESI. This is only possible for Lynn and I to do this, but we want to take a portion of the $250,000 of the proceeds. And I got a very dear friend of mine sitting here that I've known for an awful long time. And to have him as a board member is an honor and a privilege. And I trust this man enough to where she's still stuck in it. He's in my will and trust. If something happens to me, he's got to figure out what to do with all them irons I got in the fire. So I love you, appreciate you, and I'd like you to accept this check and help me steward this money and other people's money as it comes in, and we work to protect children. Amen.
On behalf of Building Hope, as a board member, accept the check. I can't believe you never cease to amaze me, Matt, at your generosity and caring for people. And, you know, I can't think of a finer individual and an example of a person than Matt Morgan and Lynne Morgan. Lynn's the rudder. Matt's out in front plowing his way through life and making things happen. And just being associated with him as a friend and watching the struggle for many, many years, over 20 years. And then when he had the courage to stand up, you know, over 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and fight that fight, I thought he was crazy, to be honest with you. I couldn't believe that he did it. But just like Matt and everything else in his life, he's a fighter, and he won against all odds. And I just don't think many people in this room would take on that fight and that amount of personal exposure. So thank you, Matt, for the check. And on behalf of the board, we accept the donation, and we love you like all of you guys.
As a part of this transition from Morgan Construction to doing that full-time, and then I believe 24 other things also full-time, is what you've been running for the last 20, 30 years. As part of that, he's created a philanthropic arm of Building Hope Today called Builders Building Hope. And I would like Matt or Lynn, whichever one of you would like to, come up and explain that, and then we'll kind of go from that point, okay?
In 2015, we started Building Hope Today. I would tell you it took us 6 months to figure out, with a bunch of people helping us, what can you do with a nonprofit organization to battle sexual abuse and these horrendous crimes against children. And in the beginning, it felt like such an impossible thing to do. It was like, where do you start? It was like a spider web of all these things that happen when a child's hurt like this and they lose their innocence. A lot of things break. A lot of innocence and a lot of qualities that make children innocent and perfect, that they break and they're damaged. And so how do we find solutions in that? And we ended up all over the country, and we didn't even have a name. There was people proposed a lot of different names to us. And then Lynn and I decided, after about 6, 8 months, we went up to our cabin and we decided we weren't coming out until we found what we wanted to name Building Hope Today. And the word hope. Boy, if any of you ever get on GoDaddy and you put the word hope in, there's nothing that you can put next to it that isn't already taken. So I was a builder, and I wanted to build hope for children. Well, that was taken. So we did about everything building in hope that you could find, and we did it for about 12 hours, and then I called a good friend of mine down in Los Angeles that was the founder of a nonprofit down there called 1 and 6. And Steve Lepore down there in California, down in LA, they work strictly with men, adult men that had experienced sexual abuse in their childhoods. And so I was talking to him and I was like, I can't figure out what to name this thing. I'm a builder and I want to build some hope. And you tell me it has to have .org behind it, Steve, and I can't find nothing to make this work. And he says, well, when did you want to start building hope? And I said, I'd really like to get started today. And he says, did you put that in there? And I looked at Lynn and said, put that in there. Did you put it in GoDaddy? And we bought it for $1.50. BuildingHopeToday.org. So that's how Building Hope Today come to be. And like I said, we traveled around the country, and there was a lot of amazing people that come along the way. And, there's a detective here that I grew up with that was one of my best friends that's retired now from the IFPD. He was a detective, homicide, crimes against kids, and he was our first board member, Pat was. And Danny jumped in and helped us, and there was an amazing court case with 3 young ladies that had to go through it twice over an appeal. And it was a very profound, divine thing that happened. And it was on the heels of what my attorneys had used in my court case, and it was amazing. And we couldn't figure out what we were going to do and what would make a difference. And after Danny and Pat were in this trial with these 3 young ladies that were little girls the first time, and now they were teenagers, and they had to go back and do it again. They didn't want to do it again. And they didn't think that they could, they didn't think they could do this a second time and prevail. And they used Tom Tuller, this gentleman over here that saved my life, therapist, and he's become an expert in courtrooms to explain to jurors what grooming is, the 7 steps of grooming are when a predator isolates a child and begins the process of isolation, manipulation, installing fear for the ultimate goal of hurting that child. And it's been a very profound thing that's happened, and as it evolved, and after the Dunn case, it come to us that if we got out and if we worked with law enforcement and prosecutors and child advocacy centers and all the people that work in the field to try to help work with children, is that they're called multidisciplinary teams. And we've been at the Dallas Crimes Against Children Conference 3 times. Last year we missed it, it was COVID. We had some audio conference, 5,000 people there, and it's been an honor and privilege to participate in that every year and give 6 to 8, 10 presentations. But it's been quite a journey, and we're running at a national level. This year with COVID, we had 12 trainings scheduled from the East Coast to the middle of the country. Danny's first training we did is, Tom, you went too, didn't you? They went to Pismo Beach, California in March, did a training for the Los Angeles Law Enforcement Association, and then they come home and they got quarantined because somebody was sick up in Seattle, and then that's when that started. So, and then the rest of the year, unfortunately, we had to cancel and move everything, and we're hoping to get back to work soon. But I want to, should I talk about?
Yes.
Okay, so, I'm a builder, and, everything, one of the most passion I got in me, that means everything to me, is to help children, that these things don't happen to them. And I've been a builder trying to build hope. And builders partner with OSHA and work closely with them to keep the workforce safe on the job site. And it's a program, and you have an annual partnership with them, and you have a membership fee, and they work with you, and they come out, and you do trainings, and you do all this work to ensure that the people on the job site are not hurt and that they're safe. And so I just have been thinking for a long time that, as we've been trying to raise money and funds, because it takes money, it's going to take a lot of money to do the work and the goals and the objectives and the missions that we have with the work that we want to do that will save thousands of children from this pain. And so I just have been thinking that one builder, but what if it was builders and the construction industry and all those supporting companies, contractors and subcontractors and developers and material suppliers, and that they could partner with Building Hope today. So now it's not a builder building hope, but it's builders building hope. And with that, we could follow the program and the model of OSHA, and we'll safeguard children, and we'll protect children, and we'll keep them safe. And that was just this thing I've hoped to make happen. I just didn't know how to make it happen. And so that's where we are today.
Third and final announcement of today is a result of ESI's acquisition of Morgan Construction, and they want to provide an inaugural gift to Builders Building Hope. And so with that, I would invite back Joe Jackson from ESI and Andrea Hovey as part of ESI Cares, the charity arm of ESI Construction.
We're really thrilled to be able to be the first builder to contribute to the Builders Building for Hope and present this check today for $25,000 to start that. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much.
I just want to say one more thing about this, and just, I continue to be humbled at the personal investment of energy and financial investment that Matt and Lynne have put forward to helping kids. It's just, it's really, it's amazing. And then one last time, we're just honored that Matt and Lynne are trusting us with their company, their employees, their reputation, and their name as we move forward in the next few years. So thanks very much.
We want to thank ESI for this opportunity to be able to get us to this point. We want to thank ESI Cares for your gift and for you joining and walking this path with us. So I think more people, it's a subject nobody wants to talk about. So the more people that just put a sticker, I don't know, we've got these stickers. Anything that you can do that says this is not okay. I think we need to get the conversation going a little more. It's okay to talk about it, and it should not happen. So thank you, ESI Cares.
Just one final thing from me, and then we will let you go. Wonderful transforming gifts for Building Hope today and Builders Building Hope from ESI. We thank you for the contribution. We thank the ESI management team, Morgan Construction, members from Building Hope today, and the team members we have. I can tell you that Building Hope today works on a very lean budget, and every single dollar goes to saving our children. And I can testify to you of that because I've seen it for the last several years.